Hey there, lads and lasses. Lola Podrick, Sunny Eve. Happy St. Patrick's Day! It is, of course, Friday, March 17th. Out here on the west coast of the United States, where sadly I feel like I'm the only Irish person out here. Irish American. I'm Irish American. And it is 3:30. It's 3:28. It's a little bit later than we usually started, but we've got a lot of things going on. I woke up in the wee hours to get my get our delicious Irish Guinness beef stew started at about 5 a.m. this morning. So it's been stewing away, and right after the stream, we are definitely going to be helping ourselves to some of that because it's going to be so tender and so awesome by that point. Anyways, so Buffooncraft. It's Friday, so we're going to do a little bit of Buffooncrafting today. So let's get that up and running, and we could do all the talking and stuff while we're doing that, because otherwise all my available thumbnails for the stream are going to look like this. So, well, I don't know if I'll have my hands up in there like this, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so with that being said, let us switch over to the display scene over here. And let's get on up to here. I'm going to bring that music down just a little bit. Background music, just a little more into the background. Let's look at my levels. I think right about there sounds good. And of course, I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any. You'd like me to bring that up and bring it down a little bit more or anything. Let's take a look here. So, been doing a little bit of the math, people. You can see now if you've looked on the either Discord, if you looked at the Thunderhand 64 _ gaming Discord, which if you haven't joined the channel, you may with this link right here. Hey, it's working. That's nice. Okay, and or the Buffooncraft Discord. Like that, all one word? Is it? Yes. Okay, great. And so, I gotta adjust my speech here. Great. So, Buffooncraft Discord. So in either one of those, I've posted my some pics that I made here of some of the work that we've been doing, that we've been laying out. And what we did is, again, this is going to be the very, very hardest thing I've probably built. So I'm making these arcs here, and now these arcs won't be the lightning themselves, but the lightning will follow this kind of arc. I'm probably going to make this out of white glass, actually, when I get it laid out the way I like it. And so it won't really show that much. It will just vaguely, but we'll probably use sea lanterns to make the lightning effects all the way around that. And so you can log on to either Discord and you can check that out and you can see what those look like. Or you could be here in the stream right now and looking at this, or you could look at it with the VOD on our Twitch channel. It'll be up there for 14 days. After 14 days, it gets archived down to our YouTube channel. Right there, Thunderhand 64 _ gaming 2, and it's up there for all time, so you guys can check all this stuff out. And in the chat is the mighty, the one and only, our moderator, friend, and fellow buffoon, Princess Nebula. How are you guys doing over there, Nebs? Jugwitch. Jugwitch is a greeting in the Gaeilge, so in the Irish language. Although, you know, we have, when we say it over here, not here on the West Coast because no one speaks that here, but on the in the Northeast, back home in the pubs there, they still have some of those Irish phrases in there, but we have an accent when we say it over here. Like when I opened, I did the Lola Podrick Sunny Eve. That last word, Eve, is like, to you all, right? That's Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all, right? If you're addressing like more than one person, right? But that Eve, like if you hear it over there in Ireland, especially up in the Northwest, would be more like Eve, right? So we have an accent over here, right? So Debs, doing good. Was figuring out some OBS things with Shut. Ooh, cool. Hey, and I'm sure Shut can show you everything you need to show, but I had fellow buffoon Chris, the IT guy, and I worked out a lot of stuff. I looked at his little seminar. I looked in on it. I got like 90% of it all down, and I retooled my whole OBS scenes and all of my scene elements in there and stuff. And it probably doesn't look like it's that different, but it is. It's vastly different, and we're going to be making even more changes and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're looking at that stuff. So let me, before we go any further here, there we go. And I think that's typo free. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't look in on that. Was getting audio stuff worked out. Yeah. And of course, shout out for the mighty Shut Mountain. And there he is. Yeah, you slid right in there. So your name text and my name text on there are just about the same color. I think mine's a little lighter shade in there. Whoa, this is looking good, dude. Look at you guys shouting each other out. Except if it's Shut. He's literally shouting each other out, but it's enough with that. Enough with those ridiculous wordplay puns. How are you guys doing? Shut, how are you doing, man? I'm glad to see you. Let's fly around and let's do some building and stuff while we're chatting here. So this is, again, I think it's easier to see from over here, right? Especially when you're down on this level a little bit. Plus, you can see I've been working on the campsite, laying out paths and roads and stuff to make it. That's not good. That's not what I wanted to do. I should turn up my game volume, I think. If I even have any. Okay, I can hear game volume a little bit. And usually I like to be on that one over there. That's best for the scene of the campsite. This one here. Oh, I did it again. Calmly, Thunder. Calmly. Just. There we go. Like this. All right, so I've been laying out the path work and stuff for some of the campsite here to make it look a little bit more like a town, although it's very, very, very small. But you can see everything. They're all on spokes that all radiate outward and back to the center of the hand build like this. And all of these landscape elevations are all arcs whose center is that and everything. So it took me a while to lay it out, but it has a cool effect because when you're over here, right, and you're on these roads, the roads always lead your eye back to the main build, right? And if we're on this road over here, which attaches over to Kai's base and the road back to town and connects up all of our bases and stuff. Again, this one's at the 45 right here. That one over there is at 180, 175, I think. This one's at the 45. And, it just leads the eye back to the build all the time. But you can see... Let's get over to here. Like this. And we'll go back here a little bit. It's actually a little bit better to climb about halfway up this scaffolding here. And let me scroll up on the chat here. Hanging in there. Good to hear it, man. Good to hear it. Thunder was becoming an iron golem. Or at least I was about to share the fate of many an iron golem there over at my farm. But I actually worked out the math and the scaling and stuff that I wanted to do for this. But now you can see what I'm trying to do here. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a circle this way at about 60 degrees. Then we're going to have a circle that way at about 120 degrees. And then we're going to have the horizontal circle around there. And again, those will probably be in white glass. So the circles themselves, you won't really be able to see, which is by design. That's good. But the lightning will follow a far more, well, I wouldn't say very random, but a less geometrical path around those arcs and stuff. And so that's my idea. So I figured out a way to lay these things out. And, my first attempt, I think the circle was a little too tight and it was intercepting parts of the hand structure. And so I needed to bring it out a little bit more. And so there we are. So if we climb up to the top of this thing, it'll probably be faster just to fly up there. No, it won't, because I didn't build the platform on top of the scaffolding. Let's see if I can. Sometimes I can do this if I just calm down and just focus. There we go. A little bit like that. There we go. Okay, and you can see where what I did is I intersected a plane and that sphere. And the intersection of a plane and a sphere is a circle. And so I just pitched this plane at about 60 degrees, as close as I could get it, and then just brought in dirt to form the plane off of each one of those points. And then wherever it intersected, I just marked that off and then took away all the dirt. And that's how I got there. So Tiamat's hand? No, Nawada's hand. Nawada's silver arm. Yeah. Right, so I even though I built that out of iron blocks, the effect is supposed to be silver. So what I figured I'd do today in the stream is, now that I've worked that out, and that was actually hard, what I plan on doing now is just mirroring this onto the other side once, mirroring the whole thing to the other side twice, and then mirroring those down to the bottom. Instead of laying them all out one by one, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That there would be 8 of those, right? And so, instead of laying them all out the first way, because that was very tedious to do the first one. But I think I can just project over. In fact, I might even be able to use a line graphic in Mini-HUD and just get the intersections and stuff and do it that way. So. Draken! How are you doing, Draken? Good to see you, my friend. Friend and co-pilot Draken, 69. So I figure we'll just lay out the horizontal one today. That one's super, super easy to do. Do I have enough of a platform over there on which to land? I probably don't. And I'm right, I don't. All right, let's see if we can do the same thing here. That wasn't bad. For me, that wasn't bad. All right, so I can do this over here. And let's see if I can... All right. Evidently, I can't do what I was trying to do there. Evidently, that's a no-no. I think I can peg a landing on that. Famous last words. I love the glow effect on this. In fact, the glow effect on that looks better without shaders. Shaders try to make it look too realistic, and you kind of lose the glow effect on it. So it actually looks better without shaders, because I built it without shaders there. So I was doing something like that. Okay, let's do a little bit of sleeping here. We have so 1.19.4 is out right now, and our server in Buffooncraft here will change over to that tomorrow, actually. So we do have those features coming in tomorrow. And one of those features are mobs cannot spawn on scaffolding, which is good in some cases and bad in others, because some farms require that. And so, I think Warrior Geek's Shulker Box farm might, if it's of that design. We'll have to see. I'll have to fly over there. I haven't been over there in quite some time. He had a VA doctor's appointment today. It didn't go as well as he hoped it would. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope it's going to be okay, certainly. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to project this circle around here, and I have to make certain that I have enough scaffolding. I have enough, but I need sandstone. Sandstone and dirt. And sandstone and dirt, that's down here. Oh, there's a creepy there. And you know, I sort of regret doing this a little bit because look, he's wearing green for St. Patrick's Day. Look at him. You still get an arrow in the face, though. Erin Gabra! Pow! Arrow right in the face. And you, Spider, you too. All right, let's ditch some of this stuff here. Yeah, let me see. We'll do a little bit of that. Let's get some dirt. So I've been up cooking since the wee hours of the morning, and we've got our wonderful Guinness Irish stew that's been stewing away since 5 a.m. in the morning. And I made the Guinness beer bread, too, so that's all set. And then right after the stream, I'll crank out the cheesy garlic mashed potatoes. And we're going to have ourselves a right fine little feast. All right, let's get back up there. Let's start laying out some blocks. Wait, while I'm down here, let's get some rockets. Because I know I'm going to run out of rockets, especially flying the way I have been in the opening of this stream. Disgraceful. Let's do that. Also, we are actually at the point where we are wasting iron right now. We are burning iron. Iron is overflowing. So, if you see my good friend Flying Pillager up there, we're going to have to park him. So at some point, I'm going to have to make a center point right here, and I'm going to have to park his butt. But right now, we can just do a little something like this and just fill up a shellca. Because it'll take pretty much the rest of the stream for this double chest to fill up. But I know Shut Mountain needs iron, if I'm not mistaken. Why you burn iron? That stuff is important. Well, I told you it's overflowing and I don't have an off switch. Not yet. I guess I could go up there and I could park him in the middle, but I probably should. Yeah, here we go, like this. And we'll go get some of this stuff up here. Shut, you got to come on by and you got to help me unload some of this iron here, dude. Because I know you need that for your bay. Look at that. It's still going. It's still going. I should go up there and I should go park Choo Choo Charles. Well, he's not Choo Choo Charles. That's Flying Pillager. Choo Choo Charles is on standby over there in our little jail cell. Just in case anything happens to Flying Pillager. Choo Choo Charles is his replacement. Look at Shot. How could you be burning iron? By building a massively overpowered farm, that's how. Well, I wouldn't say this is massive in size, but in production it is. For only a 3-module farm, this thing cranks. Oh my god, does this little farm crank. All right, let's get up there. Let's lay out our shapes here. Uh-oh. I think I'm coming a little too low. That's all right. We got it. Yeah, and I forgot we can't get up there from bottom. I'm going to have to fix that. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ow, my face. All right. This is a registration block. That's why I'm leaving this that up there. All right. Let's do this. Structures. Shapes. Shapes is what I want. And let's, we could shut off the sphere right now. And this circle cylinder is based right at the center of the hand structure. And this, height-wise on this level should be 165. 165 right there. Radius should be out to 95, and then we'll check this. There we go. H to bring in the render. Oh, I need to turn it on, I think, right? Did I not? Yeah. Enabled on. Okay, and then I need to adjust the height on it. Yeah. All right, let's adjust the height. Circle cylinder, configure. Yeah, I've got it 12 blocks high. No, it just needs to be 1 block high. Thank you very much. Okay, that's better. Oh, and this is one of these. See, the circle comes out to, look at this. So if I go onto cylinder here, right? I have this set for 165, right? If I turn on the sphere again, now the sphere's radius is also at 165, right? And look how the sphere comes out one more than the circle does, right? And so the circle is estimating, the reason why is it's estimating, it's the amount of error, right? Because blocks are integers, right? And so there's fractional amounts here. And so for the circle, it's whatever equation it's using for that. Well, I know what equation it's using for, right? But it's pi times the diameter there. But it's but the program is rounding it on the low side here. And for the sphere, because it's got one more level of complexity, it's probably rounding it on the high side. And so you get this kind of a thing. But if I do this and I check and I look at my targeted block, this is 165. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round up on the circle so they match. So I'm just going to increase this, even though it says 166. We know it's 165. So, and then we'll shut the sphere off. Oh, I went higher. I need to do radius. I need to do radius, not height. That can stay there. Radius. There we go. Increase the radius by 1. There. See, that looks better. All right, so what we need to do is we need to build out this circle all the way around like this. And when we do so, you'll be able to see the paths. So here's one circle, there'll be another circle like this, and another circle like that. So there'll be 3 circles, 6 arcs, that kind of a deal. So just like that. All right. Let me see. I think we can get this started a little bit like this. And we're going to have to switch back and forth a little bit between sandstone and dirt. Sandstone is the stuff I want to keep. But like I said, this is probably going to wind up being glass. Very likely. The dirt just reminds me to take that block away. It's just a structure block, that's all. Like this. And you know what? I'll just go remove all the dirt afterwards too. I'm not going to do it block by block. I think I could stand to bring my game volume up a little bit more though. Let me see. Options, video settings. Not video. We're talking sound. It's the sound. Yeah, let's bring that up. I don't want to bring it too loud, but like 20% I think is good. That should do it. Yeah, okay. I can even hear the blocks being placed now. That's better. Of course, that last death cost me my sneaky breeks, my swift sneak pants. So gonna have to go get me a pair of those back. Where's my bed? right here, just like this. There we go. Slancha. Okay. Yeah, we need this in the other hand, in the off hand like this. In the off thunderous hand. Thusly. So I've been messing with audio and OBS and PCs and everything for the last week. So I haven't really spent a lot of time on Buffooncraft, but it is nice to be back. We did our Generation stream on Wednesday, and that actually turned out to be pretty cool. There was a couple of minor issues on that, but we were using the 1.19.3 update biome fill command, which was pretty cool. And so we changed that warm ocean biome. We changed that kelpy cold ocean biome in front of the hotel on the hotel beach into some beautiful warm ocean biome. But just that small section. Now we, go back into survival, and we go and terraform all of that stuff. So right, there we go. Finally have another day of sun here in Southern California. We've been getting apocalyptic levels of rain for Southern California, and it's been causing a lot of problems. I mean, it's great. More than 50% of the state is out of its drought condition that it's been suffering, in which it's been suffering for years and years now. But, the systems here are not designed to handle this kind of level of water. So we're at the point right now of like too much of a good thing. It's not so bad here on the valley floor, but in the foothills and up, especially up in the mountains nearby, folks are really struggling up there. But it's good. The sun's out. Things are drying out right now. Plus, I'm finishing up some of the modifications I had to make on the PC case and everything for Thunderhand PC BC, which is the replacement for PC 1. So that case is so old that it actually has a floppy drive plate on the front of it to mount a floppy drive in. And of course, we don't do floppy drives anymore. But the front panel audio and USB jacks, especially the audio jacks, were pretty much cranked out on that one. And so, from the headphones being attached in there, and then somebody calls me and I get up and you rip the headphone jack out. Yeah. So I went and I got this really cool replacement for it, right? And let me see, get that over in the camera here. And this fits right into that floppy drive bay. It's really cool. So I've got the two USBs, and I get the HD audio for the mic and the headphone and stuff and everything. So that's really cool. It's super cheap too, and really well built. Let me see. It's the shorter one of the two. It's just about 4 inches across, right? So it's probably the 3.5 shot. So, I mean, well, my hand is not a good indicator for size. But it's the smaller of the two. Yeah, it's the 3.5, yeah. It's because that's the dimension of the floppy disk itself, not of the drive, right? which is I don't know. I find it a little misleading, but it's not if you think of it that way. So just having that upgraded motherboard with the integrated sound card and stuff in it has helped things dramatically. Oh my god, things are so much easier. So it's on to setting up for music next, and I believe Story has offered to give me a hand with that because I'm going to be using some of the same software that she's using. We're both using a digital audio workstation called Ableton Live, and she's got a head start on me with that, so she has invited me to consult her anytime, which is super cool. Let me see. We need to shut off the music so I don't get the copyright strike. There we go. So that's cool. So we're going to be doing music here pretty soon. So, although I won't be doing quite what she's doing though. My music's more like recording and original music and stuff. So, whereas she's doing her composed pieces and requests and things like that. The stuff I used to do when I was young. Now I'm more interested in doing, original stuff and recording because I'm old. So it's all about leaving a legacy behind. Oh, this is sand, not sandstone. All right, here we go. I mean, I could craft this into the sandstone, right? In fact, I probably will. Let's just do that right now, because I'm just going to need so much of this stuff. And I'm not laying out the glass right away at this point, because I'm still like probably only like maybe 90% sure. No, I'm more than 90% sure there. I'm like 95% sure that I have that laid out the way I want it. But still, there's that little, there's a margin of error there and stuff. And it looks like it's acceptable, but I'll have to see what it's going to look like when I get at least one whole ring in place. And then when I get one whole ring in place and I like it, then I'll commit over to the glass. And I won't even bother with the sandstone. Let me see. Yay, figuring out the stuffs. Yeah, we made a big leap. This year. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I think 2023 is going to be the year. I remember playing Oregon Trail loaded from a 5.25 floppy. Wow. Because the 3.5 floppies are really the more common. But the 5.25, whoa. That's 5.25. I mean, they still had those in the 90s. But 5.25 is mostly from the 80s. Yeah, I mean, they had the 3.5 in the 80s too, but Oregon Trail. You could still play Oregon Trail. There's Atari simulators and stuff that those early Mac simulators and stuff that you can run those games on. Let's get back up there, shall we? Yeah, I really need to finish this ring here today. And it shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, for the arc that I put up there, there's really no guide for that. I just had to lay it out and use the math for that. So that one was hard to do. But this has a guide to it. I mean, this is easy. And again, I don't consider this cheaty because I can just lay this out myself in Affinity Designer. In fact, you guys saw me do that with the slices of the hand, and I did that with this part as well, right? making a 60-degree line on the vertical plane, on the Y plane there. So, the only thing I used for mini hub here was the sphere, right? So, I mean, I can lay out that stuff, so I think I've pretty much proven that. So I don't mind using mini hub for something like this. We're going to get our awesome glow effect in here. Going to get to see a little bit of that again. Oops. Hawk. You know, one problem I had earlier when I was laying out that arc was as I was removing the dirt and the dirt was falling down below, by the time I finished whatever line I was working on, and I would go down there, the dirt despawned. So at some point, I was actually running out of dirt. Thankfully, we have so much dirt. Yeah, but last week, Chris, the IT guy, pulled a few of us into a little bit of a seminar to show us some cool things in Discord, and all I'm saying is reference scenes rock. Reference scenes make things so much easier. It's like, where have you been all my life? They're a little bit of work to set up, and you got to think about them a little bit. But once they're in place, wow, it's like, oh man, so much easier. Plus, having two well-functioning PCs really, really helps as well. Because I was having things like, in the old PC, I was having things like USB ports intermittently cutting out and coming back in. And so when you're trying to troubleshoot something, it's like, it winds up being the USB port or something, is crapped out. But then you go to check it and it's back in, and it's like, oh, so much dirt, so few uses. Au contraire, mon frère. So many uses indeed. Scaffolding still being probably the main use for dirt. But I can already tell by the way that that's laid out. And, I don't have Optifine, so I don't have my zoom. I could use my spyglass, though. Now, I believe this is the original spyglass of friendship that Greener Canuck had passed out to all of us at the beginning of the season. But I don't think it's named as such. Yeah, I've got my spyglass right here. Now, we do have the clouds on, but you can see there's some gaps in the arc, which is okay. Those are where you have rational locations there, not integer locations. So it's not this block or that block, it's in between blocks. And so, but for this, again, we're not even really going to see this. This is just the guide. It's like your eye will actually fill this in when you see the lightning around it, right? And so the gaps just make it look cooler. I actually want them in there, so. Because it's a lightning effect, it doesn't have a continuous kind of stream. Continuous kind of shape is what I mean. So I think that's just going to make it look even cooler. And it kind of references what Nova was talking about in one of our wee cracks when he was he did the famous, or I should say infamous, Violinity tree tutorial. But he was making a good point where, sometimes, you don't have to have a block in place to bridge a shape, you can just leave the gap there and your eye will fill it in. Your brain will fill it in. And you just need to get the impression of that shape. It doesn't have to be the exact shape you're looking for. Sometimes you want it to be like this kind of stuff. You want this to be as precise as you can get it. But for that kind of stuff, no, it doesn't have to be. You know, your brain and your eye can fill in the blanks very, very well. Certainly well enough to get that shape across. Then we're going to do something cool with a portal in the front and how these arcs of lightning terminate into the portal, like it's powering the portal. And we'll do something with a Thunder Hand logo on the back, like the arcs are emanating out from it and stuff. It's, yeah. But that all depends on if we have enough time and we build fast enough. So we'll see. The hard part was working that out, though. So. This is cool. We're almost halfway around. Right, there we go. So we should have an excellent Kachi Time stream coming up on Sunday. Kachi has been doing a lot of work in Roblox, coding in Roblox and developing his own game with his friend Tezzy and TZ Lando. And those guys have been developing their own Roblox game. And so Kachi's been learning the coding to do that. And wow, he's been doing some incredible things in there. So right now, though, it's still all the support structures. Like he's making all the towers, all the characters, they call them towers, right? And so he made all the models for all of the components for each map. And now he's working on the animations for them, like the walking animations and the firing animations and stuff. That lad never ceases to amaze me. The brain fills the gaps. You got it. Call me Eve. Oh my. Is that a Thunder Hand I see shining bright on my screen? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. There we go. So, Eve, just joining us, we're working on the arcs. We're laying out the paths for how the lightning effect is going to follow the paths. You know, so we're just laying these out now. We'll put all the lightning in place around these, and then we'll go back and we'll remove this stuff and for the lightning effect around the hand. So that's what we're doing right now. And thank you so much for doing that. Shout out. How's everyone doing? I, speaking for myself, could not be doing better. It is St. Patrick's Day, and you know us Irish Americans, that's a big day for us. No one here in Southern California seems to celebrate that other than the Thunderhand family. Kachi and I went out for his dermatology appointment today, and so we drive over to the medical center, and we're walking through the very crowded medical center, and we're the only ones wearing green. So, but I still enjoy it. So Eve, I'll pull back and I'll give you a better shot of that arc coming over the front part of the hand in just a little bit, just a wee bit. Okay, there we go. Eve, it's past midnight for you, isn't it? I also started a half an hour later tonight. This afternoon. I'm missing that swift sneak. I think I'm gonna have to go raid another ancient city here pretty soon. All right, we're more than the halfway point, so let's pull back and let's have another look. So this is our horizontal circle in the XZ plane. Let's get the shot from below because that's a little bit easier to see. Like if I take it from right, like the mid scaffolding here. You could see how the arc's going to come around here like that. And it's going to make, so you have this circle here, the horizontal circle. So you'll have this circle here at 60 degrees right about there. And then you'll have another circle at about 120 degrees on that plane. Right? And then the lightning will follow those circles. And then we'll go remove the circle so you just have the lightning left. It is. I was watching a nice horror movie from the comfort of my bed and saw you were live. Aww. I used to tell Kachi and Biggie when he was little, when they used to be afraid of monsters at night. I used to tell them they don't have to be afraid of monsters. And say, why not, Bubba? Because you know what monsters are afraid of, son? Me. Yeah, so you can see where that one's going to come here, and this will come here, and then that one will be there. So they're like 60 degrees. So, all right, let's slap down the old bed here. And I can't sleep nice and sound if I don't come and say hi. Aw. Buffoons are the best. They really are. They're cool folks. All right, let's fly back over there. Let's get the side view over here, though. So yeah, there's going to be these scaffolding towers at various locations, so they're observation points. Can I hit that? Yeah, nice. So you can see where that arc comes up over here, and then it'll come over there and down there like this, and then there'll be a similar one on the other side. So, and then this one across the top. This one I actually built first originally, but the radius is too small on it. So I should have really laid this one out before I did this one, because this is a good reference circle for that one. So. But whatever, we'll get there. I still love this spot, though, this location. We got ourselves a darn fine map this season. So, fellow buffoons, if you've seen in the Discord, in the member Discord, there's an announcement in there about some server news. And are we allowed to divulge that at this point, or do we still have to wait? I thought you were going to say that you're the scariest monster there is if they don't go to sleep at night. I can be. That would be me as a mom. I'll give you a monster. Yeah, that's like my mom. You want something to cry? You want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about. Are we out of... Yeah, we're out of sandstone, aren't we? I'm going to have to go get some moa. And if we don't have any in our storage, we could just go pick some up right there. All right, let's go get some more sandstone. I don't think there's any more in the shulkers down here, though. A little bit. Got a stack right there, and none right there. Well, let's go over to storage, see if we have any over there. This good old plain sandstone? Yes, it is. And then let's just grab what we have in here. We'll make the best of it. Ah, nice multiple of 4. Let's put that over there. Let's put this over here. And we should be good. All right. Also, let's not risk tools, okay? We need those. Off and away! God, this thing is massive. Hey, what are you doing there? So one of the things I was thinking of doing is on all of those horizontal surfaces, installing white carpets. Calling all buffoons, grab your white carpets. We'll have ourselves a wee carpet crack over here. Take a belt of the Smithies here. That's a joke. By the way, I wouldn't do that. Mine wasn't a joke, though. My mom would have done that, and she did often. I need to slaughter some sheep heads so you can have the white wool I get from that. Yeah, the sheep and the string, right? So spiders, too. But it's really not so much the materials that I need as it is the labor. Because that's a lot of horizontal surfaces to cover with carpet. Ach. Go. We're making pretty good progress around this. I think we're going to run out of sandstone before long, though. We're going to have to go. Going to have to go mine some over there. The cool thing is there's plenty of layers of the sandstone itself over there, so we don't have to bother crafting it. No. Don't be doing that now. Sub-brain. Stop that. Stop it. So all the rest of the buffoons, you guys have been busy. And it's been lonely on the server. I've been busy too, though. Like I said, dealing with building PCs and stuff when I hadn't scheduled to do that. So, the idea of taking that time off in December and January was just for this kind of thing. To do maintenance on the stream and the studio equipment and stuff, and to do that then. But it did not want to do that then. It wanted to do that last week. Fuck. But the good thing is, eventually, with some good old Scottish perseverance, we worked it out. So, and of course, a lot of help from our good friends. So we'll be in Taiwan in July, returning back there for family and stuff. And while we're back there, I won't be spending the whole time there with them. I'll only be there for about 2 weeks. But let me speak into the mic here. But I'll only be there for about 2 weeks again. But while I'm gone, while Kachi's gone, though, I'll be working on Kachi's system and upgrading his whole area over there to make things easier for him. His system's been acting a little janky lately, and it just needs maintenance and stuff, so shouldn't be anything major for him. Knock on wood. Okay, so let me see. I started at 3:30, so we're almost on the hour here. I'm going to restart the stream music, and I'm going to switch into standing mode. I'm about 5 minutes early on that, but close enough. There we go. It is. But yeah, you know that feeling that when you've been tired for too long that you can't sleep. Oh, yeah. I just went through a bout of about 3 days of that. It was really bad. My schedule is back on now, but yeah, it was 3 days of heck. Yeah, I've just finished all my performances, so I should be able to play more again. Oh, cool. Buffooncraft is more fun with buffoons. But like I said, I also was off for a number of days too while I was messing with all this stuff. So I just heard a weird noise somewhere, like some Minecraft creature or something. What? Who? Where? When? Why? How? I think we're good. I have to patch those 2 creeper holes there too. Well, at some point, can't leave those looking janky like that. No more rehearsals and going over my lines, and no more singing lessons. Oh, okay. So you've got a singing part. Is. Let us load those into place. We're coming up on the 3/4 mark. Right over here. Pull this up so I can straighten out my back here a little bit. That's a little better. You know, I forget just how big this whole thing is until I get down there, and blocks that I dropped from up here that settle down on the ground are all like in the iron farm, and some of them are on the shore of this island and stuff. It's like, wow, this thing is really big. You know, sometimes the perspective gets kind of warped, and it looks big, but it doesn't look as big as it really is. But when we put that lightning in, and it gives the perspective, wow. Again, the question is, can we finish it before the end of the season? I hope so. Fuck. Not if we keep doing things like that. Okay, I like this. Here we go. I did have a singing part. It went better than expected. Awesome. I don't have a talent for singing. You apparently have enough, but I didn't sound like a cat choking, so we're good. I hope you didn't finish it. I hope you finish it before the end of the season. I've just about given up on finishing mine. Aww. I know I'm not going to get finished, that's for sure. Yeah, you're taking a break, though. You've got stuff going on. And Nebs, too, actually. Again, you guys know if I can do anything over there, like get resources, anything like that. Like, there's so much to do. Like, in the Nether, there's a whole corresponding thing to this I want to do in the Nether, and it's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But I limited myself this year, The only things I was really trying to achieve this year is I just set bounds on myself, and I said, this, and this. If that's all I accomplish this year, I'm satisfied. And I still stick by that, so... But also, Nebs, you got a very, very late start, so I think you're in the situation I was in Season 2. Season 2, I just got in there too late. My ambitions were too big, and I didn't really get to finish anything over there. I do like the stuff I finished, though. But... I really wanted to do a lot more. I actually wanted to do something like this in Season 2. I had the idea for this. It's just, I just didn't have the time. So that's one of the reasons why I was able to crank this out as fast as I did this season. It's because I had already been thinking about it since Season 2. The problem now is when we go on to Season 5, I'm going to be like, I have no idea what I'm doing for Season 5. Kachi has a couple of suggestions and stuff. But there's some things Kachi wants to see, but I don't know. We'll have to check that out. It's kind of nice in a way when you don't finish things, because if you're resolved to finish them or to do something similar in the next season, kind of gives you something to do right from the get-go. Like I said, that's how I got such a big head start on this, is because I knew what I was doing right away, right from day one. And I pretty much knew how I was going to do it, too. Pretty much. I lost quite a bit of time fiddling around with the iron farm, though. But it's cool, because now I have iron farms down 100%. One thing I do know I'm going to do for Season 5 is there's a really cool iron farm design that I made, and it's very silly and very cool, and so I'm going to try to build that Season 5. So we'll see. But I'm going to have to build that out in creative mode in my test world first and make sure that I have it working, and so I can use that as a guide, and it'll make building it a lot faster. Let's get caught up in chat here. Why does that sandstone look pink? Is it because of the sphere? Yeah, it's the guide circle. It's not because of the sphere. It's for the guide circle. So it's mini HUD. See? Let me see. I'm just going to keep going, and we'll see what I can do. That's really all you can do, right? Although, Eve, I'd really like to see yours reach some point of completion. Yours in Deb's particularly, right? So, because you've got some cool geometry going on there. I went so hard since I came back, and I'm just getting burned out. Yeah, because you're pushing yourself to get caught up. I think I did pretty well for what I planned on having done by the end of the season. I mean, it's not complete, but the structures are there. Yeah, and Shut, you and I were talking about that earlier, right? About building modularly, right? Like building one part of the build and getting that complete. And then, okay, I got a little more time. I'll build another piece and get that complete, right? So if the season ends and we run out of time, at least we have completed parts of it, right? And so it looks complete enough for a build, right? So that's one thing I really stressed this season, right? Yeah, I got major Minecraft block. Wasn't helping either besides not having a lot of time. Want to do better next season. Yeah, when you're crushed for time like that, though. Yeah, like season 2, I was still working full time on season 2. So I was, waking up at 4, driving into the school at 5, doing a 12, 14-hour day, 2 hours home. That was really, really hard to do. So I also had that going against me, too. So I had an idea, but now I'm thinking against it. Getting caught up in the chat here. Want to do better next season? I had an idea, but now I'm thinking against it. Nebs, do it if you want to. Or, you could try to think of that modular approach too, right? Like you have a grand idea, but it's like build part of it and make sure that part on its own kind of looks complete, right? Like Nebs, I think you could do that at your place, right? Eve, you could do that at your place as well. But Nebs, you could easily do that at your place. Because yours is so spread out, right? You could focus on one part and make that your main part of your build, right? And then move on to the next part and just try to finish that next part before the end of the season, and you could do it that way. I think you're kind of doing it that way anyway. And Shut, you've got a lot of major structures already in place, so... One of the things I was struggling with when I was intersecting these dirt lines with the sphere was it was actually difficult to see the intersections because at sometimes I'm looking through the sphere and it kind of looks like that's where I need to place the block, but then it turns out not being the place to place the block. So seeing exactly where it intersects and stuff, that was actually hard to do. And that's why I don't want to do that method for all 8 of those arcs. I'm thinking all I really need to do is lay one in place, and then I can mirror it, and then mirror all of that over to this side. And I don't have to try to do that. I'll still use the sphere for reference, but laying out that first one was difficult in that regard. So... it's easy when you use mini HUD. Well, not necessarily. It's still hard to do. Are you kidding me? 1 sandstone block short? Ugh. I know what I can do, though. I'll go around, I'll remove the dirt, and then when I fly down to collect the dirt, then I can... get the remaining sandstone. I'm going to need to bring more sandstone up here anyway, so. How am I doing for time? 4:38? So I'm going until 5:30 today, so I actually wound up finishing this quite early, so we can go do some more fun stuff. Plus, I'm going to have to do a be right back at some point here because I got to go out and check on the stew. Make sure that the stew is doing its stewing thing. But it's just, you know, the longer you leave it out there, you know, the more tender the carrots and the beef get and stuff. It's just delicious. My older son, Biggie's regretting that he has a tournament today. It's like, oh no, I'm going to miss St. Patrick's dinner. It's like, don't worry, son, I'll leave you some. Because Biggie loves the Irish food when I make the Irish food for him. He loves that. Okay. Going around just taking out these crappy looking dirt blocks. Let me see. Alrighty, I'm going to try to get some sleep. Have a great rest of the stream. Love y'all. Eve, thank you so much for dropping by. And good luck on your show, your performance. Go get some rest. La Huela Podrick Asona Git. Happy St. Patrick's to you as an individual. Yeah, that's kind of why I stuck to doing one building at a time. Yeah, I think that's really the way to go, right? When I got stuck with it, I would go do something else like a farm inside it or storage. Yeah, something small that you can complete, right? So, isn't that always the way? Just a one stinking block short. Tell me about it. Hawk. You could mess with him a bit and tell him it's all good. I don't know. I think he might cannibalize Kachi if I do that. I don't know. I'm done with the performances. Had one last. Yeah, that's right. I think you said that earlier. That's right. And oh, hey, lo and behold, people, it's raining once more on the Buffooncraft server. Art imitates life for us here in Southern California. Actually, my brother back in New Hampshire, back home, was telling me that they had a lot of snow and a lot of rain over there. And he's in a pretty rural area there, too. So they lost power for about 3 days. And so I was getting on his case about that a little bit because I'm like, hey there, New Hampshire. Where you get off not having yourself a generator like everybody else out there? And he's like, yeah, I got one. I just don't want to go start it up. I'm like, what are you, crazy? Probably already has the gas in it. Just probably already has the diesel fuel. Just go out there and kick it over. Okay, looking good. And there we are. Okay, so that's in place. And let's turn that ugly thing off. All right, let's fly on down. Let's grab some shelter. shelter, some shulkers, and let's go plop some sandstone into them from over yonder. Ooh, it's filling back up again. Shut! Come over and take some iron. Let's take this one. We're only gonna, well, we'll put 2 in the inventory here. Still gonna need quite a bit of this dirt too, so let's do some swimming. But again, you know, you can see the scale of this thing, you know, as I'm swimming out here. You know, the landscape looks really, really big until you look up at that thing and you're like, my God, that covers some square kilometers, man. That takes up some landscape. That thing is huge. Look, I mean, we're almost on this opposite shore. We're really close. Part of the other problem I was having with collecting inventory off the water like this is the dolphins were stealing my stuff. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Would you just leave it? Just leave it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know, I didn't mind so much that they were taking the dirt. It's when they were taking the scaffolding that was annoying. It's like, hey, I need that stuff, man. You know, my bamboo farm isn't that productive. So yeah, I'm just swimming around the perimeter over here on my way over to that island here, just so I can grab some of this dirt. I mean, we've got so much dirt anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's going to be so cool. Groovy. Almost there. I'm not going to go back all the way over there and collect all that stuff, but right now I'm just being Scottish. Okay, great. Let's go get some sandstone. Now, let me see. Neb says, I will come over tomorrow and take some. I will eventually, but I don't think I will get to using it. Had to refresh. Twitch froze up. Oh, wow. You know, we might take a little bit of extra stream time and go over there and maybe we'll go over and we'll park Flying Pillager over there. I'll just make another a center point right in there, and that center point in between there should be out of the detection range of each one of these modules of villagers. And so if I could just park him there, I think he'll be all right. Just as long as nothing untoward happens to him. Because otherwise, we're going to have to replace him with Choo Choo Charles. So, Kachi knows the Choo Choo Charles reference I'm making there. In fact, it's because of him that I used it. Okay. We don't need a lot of sandstone here. I mean, eventually we probably will, but, you know, I'm just going to grab a little bit right here. Come over and get some moa off camera. See, that looks kind of cool now. You've got the horizontal ring, and then you can see part of that 60-degree ring coming up around there, and then it'll come to the front of this part here. It's going to look really cool. I just don't think I'll have time to do the corresponding part in the nether. But then, our nether hub is kind of incomplete this season. All of us didn't really contribute and work on that as much as we did last season or the season before. Hey. Enough. I'm like, where's the sword in my inventory? All right, let's do the sleeping thing so we can get some peace here. And you know what? We don't have to have F3 on right now. We should clear the screen a little bit, make it a little less cluttery. All right. I think that's enough for right now. Let's go. We'll go over there and park Flying Pillager, and let's try Thunder. Thunder, try not to kill him. All right. Please. Please do not kill Flying Pillager. Yeah, look at that thing in the morning sun, man. That's so cool. It's so cool. One of the things I'm thinking of doing is putting some water sources maybe right there, right along there, and then the water will stream down like this, and it'll make the hand look like it's rising up out of the water, and then that gap between there and the water won't be visible either. So, but I got to see what that looks like. If it looks cool, I'll do it. But that's one of those things where, in my head, I'm thinking it's going to be all right, but then when I implement it, it looks like crap. So, let's see here. All right. Let's drop off some of this stuff. And again, I'm just going to park it here because I'm just going to wind up using it there anyway. Let's do this. Let's do this here and here. I'll leave that stuff right there. And I'm going to put this spyglass of friendship away. Because I don't want that to get burned, because I can easily picture myself while I'm messing around with this falling into one of these. All right, so let me see. I'm going to need maybe a lever, some rails, some powered rails, some deep slate bricks. And again, I'm going to park them right in the middle there, I'm thinking. And I had some of that stuff over here somewhere, but I moved it off. Okay, well, that's okay. Where's my tech box here? Here we go. There's tech. We don't have any rails in there. Redstone. Nah, I might make some cool redstone thing for it later, but there we go. Rails. Some powered rails. Let's get some blocks there. Some levers for switching. I think that's all I need, other than the deep slate bricks. Right there. Deep slate bricks over this away with a superfluous medial vowel. Deep slate. That should be enough. I think we'll be doing all right there. Okay. Right. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. I think it's easier to jump onto the rail this way from here. Now, I want to get the bricks in place. Like this. Ha! Timing. It's all about the timing, people. All right, let me see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. Oh, okay, so he's not quite. This is on evens, it looks like. Now, I got to be super careful when I do this, and I've got to make sure that I stay 15, more than 16 blocks away. Otherwise, we'll get an iron golem spawning on here. Now, we should be able to... Uh-oh. He says, I've been going around in that direction for the longest time now. The other way. What are you doing? Oh, because I broke that rail and that was powering the rest of it. Oh, I see, says the blind man. Oh, yeah, I had a torch. I don't have any torches powering this one, huh? Let me see. Where's the torch underneath? You know what? I don't want to get too much into that. He can stay there for just a moment. These guys are going to live in perpetual fear here for just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. Okay, so if I just go in, you know, I'd feel better if it were over this way. Like maybe here. This and probably over like that, a little bit more. Like this. And then he can just park right there. I think that'll be better. And again, I'm concerned with having surfaces here, right? And so we're going to have intermittent power sources there because I need this here at least to separate that rail. But I can put this one back. I can reconnect this. There we go. Power restored over there. And you know what? If I do this right and I use the lever correctly here, I can use the lever when I move this one over to power that part of the rail. All right. And let's make a stop block right here for him. Should be all right there. And let me see. I'll put another lever right on top here just so nothing spawns on there. Okay, see, that should work, but you know what? It doesn't change this rail. I think I need it out there on the outside. Yeah, and then we have that situation right there. I'm just going to need to have one more power situation right over there. And that's easy enough to put in. But let's get him parked anyway. And I could just push him like this. Now, don't die. Just go to your spot. Of course, I'm pushing him across rails like this. Right. In fact, if I were smart, I would just turn on said rails, just temporarily. There he goes. Okay, just stay there. Just with the. Yeah. I know your purpose in life is to terrify villagers. I get it. I get it. Okay, cool. Now he should be fine there. I don't think that these guys can see him from there. Maybe they can. Let's measure this out. They are how many blocks away? 1, 2. They can't get in here, so that's 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That would make 16. They can still see him over there. These guys can't, though. He's far away from these guys. That's right, the way I laid this out. Oh, hey, you know what would be an easier thing to do? Is just to block this off in the front. Let me see. All right, chat's still doing okay. We still got a half an hour left. I think if I just block this off, right, they won't be able to detect him. And I can still keep him packed right over there just for safety's sake. But I can also put some shutters on this. Now, if I put trap doors, that won't be enough. Right? They'll still be able to see him. But I think if I just put blocks there, just temporarily, they should be okay. Let's see if they do the sleeping here at night. Let's see if that's enough to cut off their vision. Maybe not. Is that enough to cut off their vision? No, they're still afraid. Yeah, they could still see him. But look at the others. All the others are peacefully snoozing away there. One of the other things I can do is instead of bringing it there, I could just bring it out here and have the stop point this way. I guess I could just do that, right? Like I could bring it out here. And all I need is 16 blocks from that corner over to here, and I should be fine. Right? So this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, wait, I've got a better idea, I think. Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I think it's better to have him here. But he might be in range of those guys there. All right, we should sleep anyway because we're going to get mobbed by mobs here. And golems can spawn over in that one, so we've got to watch out for that. Let's do the sleeping. The other thing is, you know, I could add a vertical component to it and just bring him down as well. So I could bring that center block, I could just move it down below. So not only is he far away this way, but he's far away that way too, and you could add a component there. Yeah, I guess I could do that, right? Yeah, because this is one of those things where, you know, the further I bring him this way, he starts to come into the range of these guys over here, right? So now, usually what I do is I'll lay out something like wool blocks along here, but mobs can spawn on wool blocks, so that's not good. Glass blocks, though, yeah, I could use glass blocks, right? Because I don't think the iron golems will spawn on glass. I don't think they will. But having an iron golem spawn is bad news because he'll kill our good friend Flying Pillager. You know what? Hey, this is probably a good time for me to go check on the stew and stuff. So I'm going to do a be right back. I'm going to do that and probably like 3-5 minutes. There we are, and I'm back. I wanted to check on the stew and everything. In fact, I should check this out. Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can do this. Discord. Last I remember, Discord started with D, Thunder. There we go. Kind of reluctant to open Discord on this system because it's such a CPU hog. But in fact, let's bring it down out of here so I can still see OBS. Tis there. Okay. So I'm looking for something to post here. Hold on. Where is that? Where is that? So I can show you guys my culinary masterpiece. We're here and here. Come on, Thunder. Faster than this. Here's our general chat. There it is. And let's do that. Done and done. Okay, so if I go over here now to on the other channel, on the other display, on the other system, I should say. Where am I? Let's go over here. Let's switch over to the display scene. And go over here to, where's display 2? Oh, wow. I don't think I even added it. Let's add it right now in Discord. Display 1. Then we can go over here and add display 2. And let's rearrange these things here. Display scene. There it is. I'm going to do this one like this, and I'm going to do this one like this. Maybe like that. Display 2, display 1. They look like they're both display 2. Why? Oh, that's why I have to shut the other ones off. That's what I want to see. Okay, and let me do a transform here. Hold on. So I blow it up to size, edit transform. This I want to be 2560. So doing a little OBS stuff right here. 1440 like that. There we go. So you can see, oh, here's our beautiful beef stew. And right over here, this is our beautiful beer bread. So let's expand this. Look at this. So this stuff has been stewing away since 5 a.m. That is so delicious. And here's our Guinness beer bread. You know, a traditional Irish soda bread kind of deal. Right, with the caraway seeds in there. And it's a, oh, good stuff. Oh, so good. There we go. Okay, so back to Buffooncraft. Hopefully, Flying Pillager is still alive. But it looks like we're going to need to do a little sleeping. So I think I put the grouping of those modules a little too tight together. So the moment he's out of range of one of these, he's in range of the other two. And the moment he's out of range of these two, he's in range of... So this track is laid out in such a way that he's always in range of one or two of these. Even when he's in the middle. Because the ranges extend to the outer edges. Now, I could... like extend him way, way, way out on one side like that. Let me see. These guys here are not producing iron golems. Those guys are. So I have to be very, very careful the way I do this. Maybe if I use glass, I'll be okay. Here we go. Yeah, let's just use some glass. We can use glass for measuring because it's not yet 1.19.4, so we can't use scaffolding, and I certainly can't lay dirt blocks out there because iron golems will spawn on the dirt blocks, and then our friend will be toast. Okay, so if I do this right, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think it's 15 blocks away. 16th block is here, right? So 15 blocks away. So when he's over here, he's out of range of that one right there. So if I... see? This is the problem. See how he spawned on that? And he probably spawned up there, too. Oh, this is bad news. No, I will not lose Flying Pillager. I will not lose him. No. Bye-bye. Go away. Go. Bye. I will not lose Flying Pillager. No. So we determined that this didn't work, and all this really is doing is spawning golems. So let's not do this. I was hoping we could just set up a screen there, but I forgot to take that down. You see how dangerous this is for our friend over there? All right, let's fly down. Let's do some sleeping. But I think I know what to do. Again, you know, I would like to have some sort of vertical thing where he comes into the center and drops down. I can actually remove this AFK hut and have him come down to the middle where he drops down below that thing. So remember, it's 16 blocks. It's a 16 block volume box around a villager, right? So for iron golems to spawn, and he has a scare range of 15 blocks. So actually, if I used a mob that had a shorter scare range, I could put these in a little closer, but you also don't want to have their 16 block box intersect either. You don't want these guys, you know, if their boxes intersect, then only one module can spawn golems at the same time, at either time, right? And so if they don't intersect, then both of these can spawn golems. So, I mean, we could leave it like that and just slow it down, but I actually do want to shut it off. All right, so let's do this. Ow, my cankles! All right, so we should be okay here, right? 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15. Okay, so you know what? Those things are making me nervous. And it sucks I have to use glass for this. Glass is pretty easy for me to come by. It's just breaking. It sucks. Okay, those are gone. That's good. All right, so we need to just go out that way 16 blocks. It's a kind of janky solution, but it's good enough for right now. So let me see. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16, we're good right here. And you know what? I may even just leave the glass blocks right there. Will he be safe out here? I think he will. I think he'll be safe here. Let me see. I think he's all right for lightning, right? We won't have mobs spawning on top of the glass. We should be okay. I think he'll be all right. And all I'll have to do is put a lever here, right? And we should be okay. Huh? There it goes. Okay, that's better. All right, so if I push him out of here, he'll come around and go like this and go into here. And the only thing is, though, see, I can't do that because of the glass insulates it. Okay. One thing I might be able to do, though, is use torches along the side of it. But the other thing is, you know, do I really need the power rails here to slow him down? You know, actually, I don't. I'm good with this. These could be regular rails. Just do the powered ones here, right? So we can launch them back out there if we need to. This will slow him down enough for that, so he should be okay. Harr! I really wish this did the other thing, you know, went the other way, but because this is already pointing this way, but okay, now dude, let's do this without the dying and all of that stuff. Okay, we actually need to put the rest of these rails in, don't we? Like this. Like that. Okay, we'll need to park them over that way. I think we're good to go here. Please don't die. And again, I could similarly with these don't need to be these do not need to be those powered rails. These could be regular rails. Do your thing now. Do your thing. Nice. Now these guys should no longer be panicking. They should be chill. Those guys should be chill. And we should have no more golems spawning. Right? Right? Am I right, people? Am I right? I think I am. It's a janky solution for right now. You know, it's not the way I want it. But one of the things I wanted to do this season, if I have enough time, is to move the iron farm, actually. I wanted to spin it around 90 degrees so it's facing out this way. And so this path comes up to the front of it right there. Right now, that's the front. I want the front to be over here, actually, and back from the road a little bit. And I actually wanted to build a structure around this and make this look like an iron foundry or something like that. You know, I wanted it to be really cool like that. So yeah, janky solution right now, having that in place, but you know, it's better than tossing iron ingots into the fire. So, and you know what? I'm a little worried about having him entirely out into the open there. So I'm just going to do that just in case. I don't know. I think we're okay here. Now see, if I do this, he should go right across that and right on out when I want him out of here. He could still do this. He'd just go in the other direction, right? So That would keep him going in the loop, though, I think. As long as he kept that direction, he'd be fine. All right, so we should be producing no more iron. And what am I doing for time here? 5:20. We should be doing well. Let's not go into the lava collection units there. We should be fine. How am I doing for iron here? Yeah, see, this is plenty. It's plenty. And then, Shot may need a lot of iron. I'm not certain if he has time to get in here or he's feels so inspired to finish out his harbor. But if so, we can just redeploy Iron Flying Pillager up there and start making the iron ingots again. And should some tragedy befall Flying Pillager, why do I keep saying iron? Flying Pillager. We have his cousin over here, Choo Choo Charles, is ready to go. So this also has to be moved. It's right in the middle of the path. I put this here, and then I decided to put the path afterwards. So I have to move him anyway. And one of the things I was thinking of doing was when I reposition and rebuild the iron farm and move it back and make a structure around it, then I'll put him in his little jail cell and make it part of this build, right? So, and get him over here. So, and the villagers get to enjoy some peace. Flying Pillager up there is pretty frustrated, and I'm sure is issuing forth a mighty stream of pillager expletives right now. All right, let's ditch this stuff. We should actually do it. This should be it for the stream, really. I just wanted to get that in place, and mission accomplished. And we got a little extra work in place over there. So let's put away our glass here. And our extra redstone-y items, our tech. Clean up our inventory, the rails, this. I'll do a little bit of that, right? And then we only got about 10 minutes left, a little bit less. I should go and look and see who's streaming right now and see to whom we can do a raid. Let's do that. Oh, wow, these should not be in here. Oh, they're full of cobble deep slate. That's why. Okay, got it. All right, let's go up and let's do some sleeping. What are you doing here? I'm here to contact you about your extended car warranty. Oh, if he's too close, I'm not going to be able to sleep. Am I going to have to slaughter you? Man, there are monsters nearby. Oh, okay. He stepped off. There we go. We got a little bit of sleeping. All right, let's fly up to a nice observation point from which we can log off. I kind of like that one over there. Oh, hey, wait. Let's do this one over here. It's not set quite so high, but we might get a slightly better angle of the arc from this one here. Yeah, see, that's cool. That's a cool view. Even though we're a little out of render distance right there. Excuse me. Okay, with that said, let us log off. You also get a good view of the camp up from here, too. And some of the geometry and the way that this is laid out. Now, the geometry is kind of like in your face right now. It's really blatant. But when we start putting some natural features, when we start putting in some buildings, and these are the trees in their just their natural location, but when we do a little put some landscape features in here, it'll obscure a lot of this geometry, and this geometry will be a lot more subtle. Right now it's pretty brutish right here. But speaking of things we want to finish up this season, this canal is definitely one of them. Oh, and there's a whole road system, and there's so much to do. All right, let us log off here, huh? And let me see. I guess I'm done over there. Let's come over to PCBC over here, and let's go to the camp scene right there. There we are. Let me center myself here. Much better. All right, let's see who's streaming right now, and then we'll perhaps we will do a raid. Maybe not, because I do have to get dinner ready and stuff, and for the family. So we might not wind up doing a raid today. It is St. Pat's, and that is a special day for us. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's 5:30. I still have a few items to make for dinner. So you know what? I think I'm just going to log off right here and right now. We will save our stream for Kachi time on Sunday, our raid for Kachi time on Sunday. So just remember, those of you who may not be familiar with the stream, we do this every Friday from 3 to 5. We started a little later today. St. Patrick's Day. But we usually do 3 to 5 from the Buffooncraft server. Next stream will be Sunday. That'll be 4 to 6. That will be Kachi time. Kachi has a lot of game development stuff he's been doing in his Roblox game. Yeah, he's a Roblox developer at the age of 11. And so he wants to show off some of that stuff on Sunday. I assume we'll be doing that. So on Sunday. And then the following stream will be Wednesday. The following Wednesday, that'll be a generation stream. And I haven't decided what we're going to do for that yet. Nebula was supposed to do a guest spot this last Wednesday, but we got involved in a lot of tech stuff and upgrading PCs and doing things like that. And so we weren't able to pull that off Wednesday. Normally, I would alternate to do a Baby Zombie Rush design stream on that Wednesday, but I think I'm going to do another Generations one, and we'll do Nebs's guest spot on that Wednesday, or we may wind up doing it before then. It all depends on Nebs and her schedule. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But those Generation streams are usually from noon to 2 on Wednesdays. So with that being said, I'm going to wish you all again la hle podrig Sonaiv, right? La hle podrig Sonaiv. That's how we say Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. So and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now, everyone. Slan.